Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday and that you're ready to watch some crazy stuff because I have some both relevant and amusing things to go over, and I think we're gonna have a good time for the next couple of hours because I'm planning to be here till about 7. I think we're gonna have a fun time. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard, out there dabbing in the chat. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good night. And everybody else that's coming in here. And I do hope that we're gonna have fun together. I've been I'm sitting here just kind of happy because I'm actually able to sit up and not be in pain because I've started my new meds today. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how everything pans out when it comes to pain wise. I'm hoping that we will have some good effect. Spittle buggies! Hello! You are here. Hello, hello, hello. I'm glad to see people trickling in. And like I said, I've got both relevant and funny stuff that we're going to look at. I think we're going to have fun together. But yeah, they put me on Lyrica, which is, I didn't realize until I got the medication name, or the medication bottle, that it's actually gabapentin, which is a med I've been wondering when that'll be given to me. So yeah, they gave me that, they gave me that med, and it seems to be working right now because I'm not hurting. So let's hope that it continues. It's been crazy weather-wise here. I don't know whether or not anyone else is experiencing the ridiculous amount of snow that we have been getting, but my kids, their school has either had bus cancellation or full out school closure now. They had yesterday and today, all the school buildings were closed. There were road closures yesterday and today. It's been crazy. It has been. Yeah, they're day 5 of a long weekend. And so cuz it was family day here on Monday. So there was no school on Monday for stat holiday, then yesterday for snow day, then today for snow day. So it's been insane. The weather has been nuts. So, yeah. The new medicine may work different and hopefully better. It targets a different pain receptor. So, I think that's the reason. So here's hoping that it continues to work. And here's hoping that when I see the orthopedic surgeon, he tells me why my hips look the way they do on x-ray. So, yeah, we're progressing. Slowly, but surely, we're progressing. Yesterday, I spent some time writing to my member of parliament, because her party, the Conservative Party, is the only party that has not mentioned a what they would do for ODSP, the Ontario Disability Support Program. I really hope to hear back from them. I doubt I will, because I've never written to a politician before, but it's basically, I don't expect to hear back from her, but it was worth a shot. I was like, I'm trying to be an informed voter, and your answer is basically going to dictate my choice. But I don't know. I doubt I'm going to hear back from her before the election day. So I'm basing my vote on platform, not person. And I think that might work. I've been on the panting of GABA for years, but I'm on a massive dose because of my muscle condition. Ah, I see. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. All right. Well, I think I've talked your guys' ear off enough about the weather and medicine. Let's get into our videos.
Oh, that's nice.
What?
They just closed all the surrounding roads for the night.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, like it's illegal to drive on these roads. The crews are going to be out cleaning up all night. Don't go out.
So Pincalo just said they just closed all the surrounding roads for the night, and they're basically going to be doing cleanup. So it's illegal to go out and drive on the road right now.
All the roads, so like I never told you, all the roads coming into town have got 6 to 8 foot mounds along the sides.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Like you have to realize, okay, so just to give you an idea, I don't know if you've noticed, but out front they're 8 feet on the front, just in our front of our house.
Well,
the ones that I've had to pile up. Okay. Out back, if it wasn't for the plow guy in the laneway,
yeah,
like the Jeep has 3 feet of snow on the fucking thing. Jay's gonna kill me if I don't get that thing cleaned off.
I told the kids to go play outside,
yeah,
and they looked outside and went, "But the snow is taller than us."
Yes, that's yes. Like, so the backyard, how I've carved. You haven't seen the backyard in a while.
No.
It's as deep as your desk is tall.
Holy shit.
Okay, so that's what I've been digging out every morning and every night, constantly, and why I sound like dog shit. Okay? The I don't want to call him an asshole, because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's moved that whole giant, remember how I had that big pile out back where I couldn't even see the car?
Yeah.
Well, he took all that and pushed it off the edge. However, he had his grade set way too low.
Oh.
And now my entire nice level pad has got a big fuck off slope.
Oh no.
No, like...
That's not good.
No, which is like 10 grand to fix. Because I have to get... In order to fix that, I have to get gravel, grader, and roller in.
Fuck.
To get them to reform it all. City won't do that.
No.
That covers under being from me. Yay! More money!
Buy a mug, people.
Buy a free shirt.
Buy a free... Yeah. Driving Ape's got new merch. I've got the link up in the description. He's got a new line of merch. It's called Free. So every piece of merch says free on it somewhere. So go check that out. Go buy yourself a piece of merch. That's a lot of snow. It is a lot of snow, Spittlebuggies. It is a lot of snow. It's crazy. So, okay, let's take a look here. We are going to start with Asmongold's video. entitled I Live in Their Heads. And this is gonna be glorious. We're gonna see what this is about. And remember, share the stream, my friends. Let's get some more peoples in here.
We'll watch this video about me first.
It's really annoying when the video game gets interrupted by some DEI woke bullshit, and I'm like, Jesus, I was like,
When I sent you this, I didn't tell you. This is ultimate reacception.
Okay.
Okay. This is ultimate reacception, especially in a few minutes when you get to the real rent-free part, which is the guy who reacts to Asmongold, but it's Jaffa reacting to the guy reacting to Asmongold, and Asmongold reacting to Jaffa.
And now I'm reacting to...
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was playing a video game here. Can you just leave the video games alone? It's you know, you don't want to do things that damage art.
He's right. Yep.
It's a glorious day knowing that the mainstream games journalists are melting down right before our very eyes. And as my tweet right here says, 2025 will be the year mainstream gaming media dies for good.
He's probably not wrong. To say that this year is the year that mainstream gaming media dies, probably not wrong. Probably not very far off.
F every single one of them. And of course, I use an iconic meme.
I'm going to be honest. I think that probably is not true, but I think it's definitely becoming more true every year. Like,
Cobra? Ah.
I think that whatever they were at, they're probably going to be half of where they were at before.
And we add Trump to the equation because we know that's going to upset them. That's going to upset them big time. But I do believe that this is the year that the mainstream games journalists are going to absolutely lose all relevancy whatsoever. Now, they've lost most of it. But now
like
it's
90% of it.
Yeah. It's getting really, really pathetic for the mainstream gaming
time
journalists.
For the fans and the independent content creators to stand up and just make sure that we drowned them out because they are liars. They do not care about video games. They've never cared about video games.
No.
I completely agree with them, by the way, about this.
And the more that
this is probably going to sound a lot like an echo chamber, but this is one I skipped. So glad now. Oh, good. David Jaffe is the insane dev that created and then destroyed the God of War series. Yeah.
Independent voices rise up, the more triggered that they become. Here is a clip from Asmongold that I think speaks perfectly to everything going on.
Here we go.
Oh no. Oh no, we're using Asmongold clips and people are gonna get angry.
Listen to what Asmongold has to say right here. This is glorious, and it just shows you how much things have changed in just a few years compared to where we were.
I know that people are going to be mad about that, going to be upset about things that I say or whatever. I want to let you know that no amount of crying, complaining, getting mad, pissing yourself, making Reddit threads, getting upset about this. The only thing that does is it makes me more popular. And the reason why...
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. It's true. The more people... It's this awesome ultimate Streisand effect. They make you more popular.
Is because reasonable people see what these people say and they watch it to find out for themselves and they realize that they were lied to and they decide to stick around. How many of you guys started watching me because you heard something really bad about me and you said, hey, wait a minute, that's not necessarily as true as I thought it was?
There you go.
This is how
actually...
That's not... I can't even remember when I started watching Asmongold stuff. But, I mean, I bet you that's probably true for a lot of his audience. is that they were told something about him. They went and watched a stream or a video, and they were like, you know what? That's totally not true.
Really crazy how common that is.
Oh, this channel has 400,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
because
it's crazy how
for
common
years
that
said
is.
all of these horrible things about me, and people just checked it out. I don't have multi-million-dollar budgets around here. I'm just a guy talking on the internet. And all of these freaks, these pronouns and bios weirdos, all of these freaks that thought that Disney Star Wars was good because it represented them, and people like me were saying, no, it's bad. It's not good. It's okay to admit that Disney has screwed this up.
The more that people, even small people on the internet, say stuff about it, say things like, hey, no, this is bad. This is not what we want. Like, the more that everybody stands up and says it, the better.
And all of these freaks just continue to say all of these horrible things about me, so then people come and check out my channel. Yeah. It's the same way that most of you have grown your channels, and it's going to continue in that direction because these people have absolutely no power whatsoever.
Bad about the thing is that, like, everybody thinks that, like, again, they think that it's going to somehow, like, people try to do whatever they can to make people like me not speak my mind.
Yeah.
Because they're worried that everybody else is going to listen.
Yes. Exactly. People who want you to shut up not because you're saying something wrong. They want you to shut up because they don't want other people to hear you.
That's what they're really afraid of.
Yes.
They're worried other people are going to listen, they're going to hear what I'm saying, and they're going to say, hey, wait a minute, that makes a lot of sense. And you said, hey, wait a minute, that's not necessarily as true as I thought it was. Me? That's a lot of me's, huh? So yeah, guys, keep up the hate threads.
Yeah, exactly. Keep just because and it goes back. There are so many different genres and industries that this is true for. Musicians, artists of all shapes and sizes.
I really appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, it's helping me a lot. It's awesome. Yeah, keep crying. Keep making up bullshit. Anyway, let's move on. I think that we've wasted enough time on that. I know that.
So this is glorious, and as I said right here, this is the Attitude Era. Obviously, I'm a wrestling fan, so the Attitude Era that means a lot to me just from a wrestling fan standpoint. But I think this is a cultural standpoint. That this is the Attitude Era for everything, whether it's politics.
I don't think it's even the Attitude Era. It's the normal era.
Yeah. Yeah, the era of people.
You're too young to say anything about the Attitude Era.
He's 20.
I can't remember. I remember. Don't you remember all the controversy that was from him?
What?
Okay, you know who Geeks and Gamers is, right?
Vaguely.
Okay, Geeks and Gamers. He was bumped by Jeremy and everybody back in I want to say 2020.
Okay.
Because he was getting canceled as shit. He was getting like super canceled.
Okay.
And that's why he got 400,000 subs. Is he got boosted big time.
Right.
By everybody right before the big split, the 2020 split.
Didn't he have a beef with Linus at one point?
No. But anyway, I was just saying, yeah, that's Geeks and Gamers. That's Cobra.
Okay.
So, all right, yeah, that wasn't the video I was thinking of. I guess I didn't send it to you. Oh well.
I think that for a long time, we've had the entire conversation dominated by emotionally unstable, mentally ill retards that can't even moderate anything in their own life. And these are the people who want to draw the rules of engagement for society. And I think that collectively people have rejected that. Yeah. They're tired of that. And this isn't some Attitude Era or anything else. This is simply common sense prevailing and rationality making a big comeback.
This is why you hear you hear common sense mentioned pretty much everywhere you go, because people just want rationality back. This isn't hopefully this isn't some sort of extreme shift the other direction. Hopefully this is just a semblance of normalcy shift.
Whether it's mainstream media, whether it's the gaming media, the people are going to stand up and tell you to go fuck yourself. Every time you call us a racist, every time you call us a sexist, every time you say we're a misogynist, you can spew all the bullshit you want.
These retards too much power? Yep, that's right.
It means absolutely nothing. You have no power here anymore. And that is the new mindset moving forward. You have zero power, and you will continue to get crushed. The more you cry, the more you whine, the more we are going to get more popular.
Yeah.
That's true to a sense. And people are just, it's not just about getting more popular. It's about just gaining a better foothold with, not just on the internet, just in general with common people, just people in general thinking, okay, this stuff is dumb. We don't want it anymore.
Yeah. And that's the reality of the
Yeah, and the reason why, you have to keep in mind that the reason why he's right about this is because the message. It's not like crying and stuff like this is actually bad. It's that the message that they're putting out is disingenuous and wrong.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. So it's like, I think if you don't contextualize around that, like, you miss the entire point. It's that these messages were never popular. They were just given the illusion of popularity by censorship.
Yes. He's right. There's no other way to put it. The only way they got anywhere near the traction that they did was because dissenting opinions weren't allowed.
Situation. And can you say the same for them? I don't know. I mean, let's go to just yesterday. I called out Greg Miller.
Oh, I remember this.
One of the shills in the gaming media.
Yep.
I said Greg Miller canceled his best friend over a joke. A very, very tame joke. Never forget.
That's right.
Guess what? Greg Miller doesn't want to address that. Do you know why? Because it's 100% accurate. Everything I said is accurate. So he doesn't want to address it.
Absolutely.
But he does want to get up on stage and say shit like this.
Greg Miller. G-R-E-G.
M-I-L-L-E-R. Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Donald Trump.
Oh my God, how cringy is that? Wow. How cringy. That's...
Now, Greg Miller doesn't want you to start looking and say, oh, wait, what is this guy saying? Where I ratioed him. We still remember when you canceled your best
hour-long... Oh my God.
friend over a simple joke. F off.
Yep.
He doesn't want you looking into the fact that he got fake offended over this from Colin Moriarty. Peace and quiet, a day without a woman.
This is a joke?
This is funny.
Okay.
I stand by this. This is literal nothing. This is not an offensive joke. It's a dad joke. As many
my dad has a t-shirt and he says, if a man speaks in the forest and there's no woman to hear it, is he still wrong?
I like that. That's funny. That's a funny shirt.
How about a VTuber talking about it?
That's a funny shirt. Oh my God. I like that.
And I remember
Okay.
every time that he would wear that shirt and he would come over and my mom would see the shirt, like, she would just be a little bit more annoyed, right? Just a little bit more.
people have said, but people like Greg Miller who are chills to the
or stuff all the time off camera. But he doesn't act this way, and he puts on this fake persona and this fake personality that's like, again, a skinny Jack Black that's lost a bunch of weight along with all of their charisma.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking damn. A skinny Jack Black who's lost all of their charisma. Holy shit. That's mean.
And you get this guy, and somehow is even less funny.
Attitude Era is here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're
Sad.
not backing down. 2025 will be the day, the year, that the mainstream games media dies completely. You are irrelevant.
Hard to
People
say.
don't trust you. You mean absolutely nothing. One of the first steps,
Yeah.
and of course this isn't necessarily to the games media, but you can go over to Criticless right now and you can make an account for free. There's apps on Android.
Yeah.
That is an insane fucking speech that I thought you had actually heard already. Open that link and watch that real quick.
Okie dokie. Let's go to solo cam real quick. Huh?
Better than what you're watching because it actually goes more towards what you're watching right now anyway. Because this shit is bad. Like really bad. Like really, really bad.
Let's see. Do. The most NPC shit I've ever seen. Oh, I like that title. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's check this
The
out.
Game Award hosts say Elon and Trump to resounding applause and cheers. Okay, what's this?
My favorite games, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is
Well, you know this guy's retarded.
nominated for Online Game of the Year.
Wow.
Get your hands together. Thank you, Rod. Of course.
Why is it that we can meme on Jeb Bush for saying please clap, but get your hands together because not enough people were clapping isn't the same thing?
I agree. You can't say please clap or get your hands together. That's just sad. I mean, like, I'm sorry, like, you just, oh, that's so cringy. Okay.
That is a game that takes real skill.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to flatter everyone here, but if I know one thing about this audience is that none of you had to pay someone to play Diablo for you.
Wait, what?
None of you had to pay someone to play Diablo for you.
Oh. I mean, like, if I can play Diablo, then it doesn't take real skill, because I'm not that good. This is funny. Okay. So they're mad about, okay, they're gonna go off on Elon, okay.
It's hard to level up your own characters when you're dismantling democracy.
I feel like we're in good company here, but just in case for the people online.
I mean, I guess this doesn't really matter, right? But like, if it did matter, he bought things in Diablo 4,
She's IGN? Oh, that's sad.
but it seemed like he played his own character in Diablo 4, whereas in PoE, he bought things in PoE and he didn't play his own character.
Yeah, Elon, I believe Elon played his own character in D4. I don't believe he played everything in PoE.
I mean, proof? Well, this is what the evidence is showing.
Yeah.
If you get mad at that joke, it's Greg Miller. Greg.
Miller. Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Donald Trump.
Wow.
Man. Okay, let's watch.
That is That is just sad. And so cringy and so pathetic and so many things.
Yeah, and on top of that, GameStop shut down Game Informer.
And that one really hurt. I can't believe that. Of course, Game Informer was the best part of GameStop.
Okay, we're gonna watch this and just see what it... Like, I want to watch the entire thing because I actually think the entire thing is going to be even more cringe.
Oh, you're probably right, Zach. This is gonna be
than
bad.
just that clip.
Okay. Sit down!
Man.
Thank you. I didn't want to yell, but you made me. Now this is how the night will be run. You will listen to us and only us. Stella, take it away.
Wow. What kind of weird fucking dominatrix alpha male shit was that?
Never had this much power before, but welcome to the 2025 DICE Awards. I'm Stella Chung.
I'm Greg Miller.
You know, Greg,
That sounds like a very empty hall. But that sounds like a very, very, like... No, the hall. I'm telling you, the audience sounds like there's half of a...
Oh. It sounds like there's 30 people in the audience.
Yeah.
I think that's how many there were.
It doesn't sound like there's a full venue.
I think we're the last people left with jobs in games media.
That is correct. It is
We'll do our best to correct that.
Right, Zach? Exactly. We'll do our best. Oh, pardon us. Let's fix that for
Don't
you.
worry.
very bleak out there, but how are you doing with that?
You know, I'm actually doing okay. It was a little bit of a long January, but it feels like the first time I moved out of my parents' house. And, you know, it's good to feel independence.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted to, Stella, now that you're a free agent and you're out there, you could come work with us at Kinda Funny.
I mean this with my whole heart.
This guy works at a place called Kinda Funny.
He's not even kind of funny. He's like, I don't even know what. There's not fun. He works at not funny. He works at kinda dead. He works at kinda horrible.
It's kind of funny.
I am not that desperate.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
All right, next year when you're still unemployed, we'll see what's...
Yeah.
All right, okay.
No, it's not going to be 3 hours of this. It's just a very short segment where
Are we sure it's not going to be 3 hours?
they're speaking.
Of this,
It's
Zach?
like 10 minutes.
Well, before we get
If you
started...
guys really thought that I was going to make you sit through 3 hours of this dog shit, you're absolutely out of your mind. Even IGN couldn't make people do it.
Well, they would try. I'm sure they would try.
I wanted to ask everyone here to give yourselves a round of applause.
For what?
Yay!
If you are in this room right now, that means you were responsible for creating some of our newest, best games of all time.
Oh, okay. Now everything makes sense. So...
What?
A lot of the people that are here are basically just game developers, and this is an industry event where they get together and give each other awards.
Oh.
Collect sound bites for promos.
So this isn't actually like a gamer award conference. This is industry people conference. Okay.
Okay. Well, now, all right. So basically, they set up a circle jerk event for themselves so they can give each other awards for the games that are popular in the corporate world, but nobody actually gives a shit about. Okay, great. It's literally a circle. Yeah, great. This is what a subreddit looks like in real life.
Nah.
Yeah, or you may have
That's
just gotten
funny.
lost in the casino and felt like you walked into a fancy Doctor Who convention.
Yes, if
What?
you are in fact a normal person, these are people who make video games. And no, none of us can get your nephew free V-Bucks.
No. If this is your first time at the DICE Awards, let us explain it to you.
Of course, it is basically the same as the Game Awards, except instead of Muppets like Statler and Waldorf, we have hundreds of disgruntled white guys.
This is bad. Like, I'm sorry, but none of this is funny. And not even...
Any reaction from the crowd, or am I just deaf?
No, there's not really any reaction. They're just like...
I haven't heard a laugh. Is there a joke somewhere?
No, the crowd's just like, huh, 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 huh. Oh, there's a reaction
We have-
because they said disgruntled white guys.
Hundreds of disgruntled white guys.
So this is the guy that runs the place called Kinda Funny. Oh man.
Wait a minute, Trump called Zelensky a dictator? What? Why? What the fuck is going on in the United States? Okay, going back to the video now.
Oh man. Oh man, we're gonna have to sit there. Yep, there we go. Oh god.
Just in case, before anyone online gets mad, please note that it was Greg Miller that made that joke. So that's Gregmil.
They got it, Sarah. Don't worry about it. They're well aware of me online. Of course,
Yep.
we know you're excited for the awards part of our awards show.
Yeah, so that's why the producers have asked us to keep the show tight this year.
And they mean as short as possible.
Ooh, kind of like the amount of time Concord existed.
Oh my god. This is so bad. I can't. I cannot. This is
This is worse than the Academy Awards.
this makes the Academy. You're right. This is worse than the Academy Awards.
I don't know what that is.
And the show is over. We'll see you next year. It was a sad thing, but trust me, if you thought that was the worst joke of the night, strap in.
Like, are you guys trying to be not like? Are you guys making an effort to make bad jokes? Is that the whole point? Did you guys like? Oh, this is
feeling that that's the first thing that is kind of funny, because I can guarantee you that he will have jokes that are even worse than that. Mm-hmm. I can totally expect that. I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am honestly a little in awe of this audience. There are some very powerful executives in the game industry here tonight.
And to all of you, let me be the first to say,
I think that it's very illuminating, the problem with video games when you have a event here for the industry where there's a bunch of gaming executives out,
in the throat.
and it's just a non-stop
Good thing I
barrage
muted.
of weird social messaging, political posturing, virtue signaling, and reverse quote, basically just racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Good call there, Zach. I didn't think about that, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I really think that this is the kind of thing that you watch and you're like, every one of my bad opinions is actually accurate and I was right.
Yeah.
It is. I wonder if they're going to give Dragon Age Veilguard an award.
Oh, they probably will. Dragon Age Veilguard, probably Concord, probably a couple of other
stop
bad
firing
games.
people.
Yay! He said stop firing people.
Yeah? I know, we would love to keep it positive here, but you're making it really hard.
Like Nightmare
I can think of 2 people that probably will be fired. I've got a pretty good idea of 2 people that are probably going to end up getting fired.
Yeah, and we're looking at them. We're looking at them right now.
I don't know. Can you guys think of anybody?
Difficulty hard. Like,
Yeah.
how much do these bonuses need to be that you keep laying these people off? Speaking of Greg Way, but
It's so funny that they still don't understand, like, that it's not about the bonuses. That's not the reason. It's because the games aren't selling. Like, people aren't buying the games because people like this make the games.
Yeah, the games are bad. Nobody's buying the games. Therefore, you're getting fired. Make better games.
People play video games to get away from people like this.
Yes.
Like, they have to deal with this asshole already at their job.
Yeah.
And they're playing video games explicitly to get away from this person. And then this person injects themselves into video games because nobody wants to be around somebody like this. It's so obnoxious, right? And so this is what happens. Like, when people talk politics in game chat, yeah, well, no. I mean, that's preferable to this.
Yeah.
she laid off hundreds of people last.
We had some pretty interesting political discussions back in the Eve chat days. That wasn't a horrible thing. But if frickin' for some reason the Icelandic devs decided to shove their politics into the game somehow, which I'm sure that they have nowadays, I don't think it would have been very fun.
Last year, while the CEO of the company was apparently spending millions of dollars on old cars. I'll say this, it's rare to see an
Bungie. That's what happened with Bungie.
executive literally driving a company into the ground. And we're just getting started, everybody.
Yeah.
All right? So again, all I want you to do is just strap in. Because it's been a rough year. It's been a rough year for everybody out there.
It's going to keep getting worse, too, by the way. Because the people have woken up and they've realized that they can autistically screech loud enough and destroy an entire game studio.
Yep. It worked for the other side. Why can't it work for this side? That's what they're gonna think. Rules for thee is rules for me.
And now that the taste of that power has been felt, there's no going back.
Nope.
We've seen it happen, and we will make it happen again. With pleasure.
Right? And it's only going to get worse.
Wait.
Cheers to Shuhei. Cheers to you, Sel.
Cheers.
What is this? Drinking alcohol.
Why are we
Wow.
drinking
Just
on
gonna
stage?
put that. It's
It's its own shut. It's all it's,
Okay,
you know,
all right.
cheap suit.
Yeah. Well, so speaking on that topic, I mean, the news has been really crazy. Look at Ubisoft. They got layoffs, they got scandals, they got hostile takeover threats. I mean, seriously, imagine if their games were that exciting.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. Are you there to give awards or trash on the game? Like, what are you there for? I don't understand. Why are you there? I'm confused.
They would be doing so much
So
better.
the first good joke is by the girl that's not the person who works at the company called Kinda Funny. What am I surprised by?
To be fair, Zelensky is a dictator.
You know what I mean?
So much better.
Yeah, and on top of that, GameStop shut down Game Informer.
And that one really hurt. I can't believe that. Of course, Game Informer was the best part of GameStop.
Yeah, now unfortunately, the best part about a GameStop is leaving the GameStop.
Walking out, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was flat. Okay.
Did they, like, go into the game journalist area and be like, who are the 2 least funny people here? Okay, good. You 2 are hosting the whatever award, the Dice Awards. Even Zach's just sitting there like, wow. I have no words.
I'm so sad I didn't get to react to this live. This is amazing.
Are you really though, Zach?
Oh my god.
Again, strap in, everybody. There
Yeah.
was a lot of annoying
already
feature war
said
stuff
that
around games in
4
2024.
times. You're worse
Yeah,
than
a lot
me.
of the talk
Holy
revolved around.
This is a segment about me. This is another. See, I'm getting brought up indirectly. Like, obviously, I probably won't be named, like Voldemort, but you know, I'm not
Like
as important as
Voldemort.
apparently Elon Musk or Trump. We gotta work harder on that, guys. We gotta get these videos out. We gotta go to the White House, and like, man, yeah,
On women characters in games not being attractive anymore?
yeah.
Yeah, and when I think about it, I have a very nuanced opinion on it, which is basically, who fucking cares?
The people who want to play the video game? That's who fucking cares.
People that made this show and the person next to you. That's why she's wearing this dress. Idiot.
Idiot.
Stupid idiot. How can you be that dumb? Like, who cares? It's a room temperature. This is amazing. What is this cringe? This is amazing. Oh my god.
This is really bad. I'm sorry, you guys. This is really bad. This is like, oh, this is cringy.
Is this discount Ricky Gervais?
No, this is. He wishes he was discount Ricky Gervais. This is. I don't even know what this is.
Not even.
No.
Really, not even.
Have these people seen a woman up close before? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, we have. You're standing next to one.
Whoa! What did he just say?
Have these people seen a woman up close before? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, we have.
Oh my god. Have these people even seen a woman up close? Wow. How many women have you, what kind of women have you been exposed to where you would say something like that, dude?
We have. You're standing next to one. And, you know, I think if you make characters look more like her and less like the ones in Concord, you wouldn't be having posts like that, and you wouldn't be having games failing like Concord did. That's the reality, and everybody knows it. And I don't like making, you know, judgments on people's appearance or anything like that, but it's very clear that she's wearing a dress that accentuates the way that she looks, and I think that people appreciate that. This is something that people have done for literally thousands of years. It's normal. And so it's just like, do you have no self-awareness at all about this? Do you have no?
I'm pretty 99% sure the reason that the woman's there is because she's fairly attractive. Yeah, probably.
Like, this is outrageous. It's absolutely how can you be this ridiculously stupid? It's incredible.
How can you be that rude how can you be that rude when there's a woman standing next to you?
Oh my god. It's just virtue signaling? Yeah, but like, don't you think you could do it at a time that it doesn't seem quite as hypocritical? It's amazing. It's a script? Yeah,
No,
but they probably wrote the script.
out everybody. But of course, you can tell times are tough because Indiana Jones fighting Nazis in games is now considered political.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're right. When you insult a woman to hope that they'll sleep with you, yeah.
But you know what? Let's celebrate the good.
Of course.
Personally,
That was not actually the reason why people didn't like Indiana Jones.
No.
Indiana Jones did relatively well also. It reviewed well, and the people that played it enjoyed the game. It's like, it's not even something that happened. It was political how? And also the reason why people were unhappy about Indiana Jones is one of the people that was talking about the game looked like your typical, like woke person with like dyed hair and it's like, weird haircut. And they said they're making it for modern audiences. That's the actual reason why.
So it was literally just because of the way that the person looked that they didn't like the game. That's kind of stupid.
It wasn't political, but it wasn't reviewed well at all. Let's fact check it. Huh, okay. Well, what a surprise that my remembrance of a number is in fact accurate. There are a lot of cases where, actually, no. There are very minor cases where I do get things wrong. Usually I don't.
So glad that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is nominated for 6 awards tonight.
Wow. It's over 8. People like it a lot.
Including Game of the Year. Let me tell you, nobody, and I mean nobody, gets screwed out of awards more than a December video game.
What? Okay. Watching them flame out is wonderful. This is really I think 15 minutes out of the 36-minute video is sufficient though. I think we're good to move on. And I think I'm going to quickly take this time to do my 2-minute bathroom break. And then we'll go through our other fun videos, because I have still got some, especially our video about hoarders. So we have lots to go for still. So share that stream. I'll be right back. Okay. I have returned. So yeah, that Game Awards video, that was insane. Like, to watch people get that butthurt about like Elon Musk and Trump and Asmongold, it's insane that's like YouTubers have gotten into the heads of these people so badly that they'll go that insane over opinions. Hmm?
You need to watch more of those, but just the meltdowns.
I need to find more of those Elon Musk, Donald Trump meltdowns. Well, I've got a... Apparently, this video from... We're gonna watch this video next. Nazi Germany had more free speech than... What's the title of this? Nazi Germany had too much free speech, says a CBS anchor. So we're gonna take a look at that. That sounds fascinating. And I'm sure we will have a laugh.
What happened in Munich, Germany at the security conference. Vice President Vance gave a speech. He was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
What the fuck, bitch? What did you just say?
In a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. Okay, Mr. Secretary, I'm told that we are out of time.
Wow. Wow. We are actually living in a world where that is actually a statement that was said on live television.
I saw one of the most brain-dead takes yesterday from this journalist chick called Margaret Brennan. She's on Face of the Nation on CBS News or something.
Okay.
So she was interviewing Marco Rubio, who is the Secretary of State.
Pardon?
The media has lost its mind and it's hilarious.
Oh my god, they really have. Like,
I believe. And they were talking about a speech that J.D. Vance made in Germany. It was about, like, Trump's talks with, like, Putin and... What's the tiny Ukrainian guy's name again?
Zelensky.
Zelensky. Yeah, so he was talking about peace negotiations. And this chick's interviewing Marco Rubio. And she pivots somehow to free speech in snazzy Germany. I have to say snazzy Germany because we're at the start of a YouTube video.
Oh, for fuck's sake, CBS. Any chance to bring up the snazzies?
Yeah, so...
And of course, Sugar Tits goes and ruins it by dropping an F-bomb in the
We've
first
got a quick
minute.
sponsor, then we'll have a look. Let's go! They say that when Chuck Norris was born, he drove his mum home. They saw a video of him working and he slices. The man's in his 80s and still slays. Both him and his wife stay fit and active. Description. At a whopping 8 the way you think about your...
Yeah, the threat from conference.
Visit chuckdefense.com/bear or use the link in the description and the pinned comment.
I want to ask you about what happened in Munich, Germany at the security conference. Vice President Vance gave a speech and he told U.S. allies that the threat he worries about the most is not Russia. It is not China. He called it the threat from within, and he lectured about what he described as censorship.
I mean, Germany does have some pretty bad censorship, as we're going to see later in this video.
Well, and there's been a huge problem with censorship everywhere lately. That's been a big issue. That's why this crazy mindset has gotten the foothold that it's gotten, because they just... Like Asmongold was saying in the last couple of videos that we were covering, they want you to shut up so they don't have to hear what you have to say.
Like, they've got tough hate speech laws and stuff. I mean, Australia's not too much better, but Germany's like the next level.
She's got big titties.
Does she?
Yeah, but it could just be the turtleneck. You know how chicks' titties always seem to look bigger in turtlenecks?
Yeah, they do actually.
It's like hiding the neck elongates the titties somehow. Have a look.
Oh yeah, there's some tig old biddies. Anyway.
Mainly focusing, though, on including more views from the right. He also met with the leader of a far-right party known as the AfD.
That chick looks really German, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. So she's the leader of the AFP, I think it is, who are like a far-right party in Germany. They're under surveillance. They're under investigation. I don't know much about them.
Under surveillance, huh? Pardon?
But I mean, they could be under investigation for anything. It's Germany.
Yeah. I'm just picturing her with her hair in a braid crown.
Are you still on the titties?
No, I'm not on the titties. I'm on to the German chick
Oh,
now.
right, yeah.
She looks like she could be a typical snazzy if you put her hair into a braid crown. You know, like the chick in Indiana Jones when they're in the tower and they turn around in the fireplace and then they get busted by that chick.
It's because of extremism. He was standing...
Yeah.
The AfD, which, as you know, is under investigation and monitoring by German intelligence because of extremism. He was...
That, okay. Are they actually extremist, or are the Germans that afraid of dissenting opinions?
Standing in a country where free speech...
Okay, so we're at the juicy part now. So what this chick's about to say, as I said, is the most brain-dead thing I've heard in a while. And let me tell you, blokes everywhere just went, what the fuck?
Just blokes?
Yeah, mainly blokes. There was like a massive ear pricking because we're obsessed with Nazis. We don't necessarily like them, but we're obsessed with them.
I thought it was fucking Romans. Why is it snazzies now?
I'm a bit more obsessed with Nazis than Rome.
Is that a thing? Like you have to choose?
Well, you don't have to choose.
What the fuck? Come on, guys.
I'm fucking on it straight away.
I know. What about the Mongolians? Don't they get any love?
The Mongolians are okay. I mean, they were fucking savage, but they're like a bit further back in history. The Nazis were like fucking last year.
The Mongols did genocide like motherfuckers, didn't they?
They like genocided half the world or something.
So I think men should be more obsessed with Mongols then.
Okay, I'll realign my genocidal maniac fascination tier list.
Fucking hell, I've sidetracked you again. Back to Alice Schnitzel.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That is fucking so retarded. So she's arguing that the Holocaust happened because there was too much free speech.
I still can't believe that bitch actually said what she said. And what's even more impressive is how Marco Rubio responded.
What?
Yeah, she's saying that free speech was weaponized and then the Holocaust happened. I mean, the Nazis were famously anti-free speech.
Yeah, burning books and shit.
Burning books, banning political parties, banning newspapers, banning radio stations.
Literally, just nothing. If it was anti-Nazi propaganda, like if it was anything against what the Nazis were doing, it was destroyed. They were not free speech people.
I mean, you could fucking dob on your neighbours and get them sent to a camp.
Yeah, I mean, the extent of my knowledge is once again Indiana Jones, and I'm just picturing that big bonfire where they're burning all the books.
Yeah, I mean, pretty quick off the bat after Mustache Man got in, they had the decree of the Reich President for the protection of the people and state, also known as the Reichstag Fire Decree. And then not long after, they had the Enabling Act. That was where, like, Mustache Man fully became like a fucking dictator, like what he says goes. So, I mean, this statement is just fucking ludicrous. It's just so brain dead. Anyway, let's get back.
That dance speech was pretty tame. I need to listen to it, I think.
And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups.
What extreme groups and what historic ties? What are, like, name them?
The context of that was changing the tone of it.
Do you think she's just making this up on the spot?
Yes. I think the turtleneck is cutting off the circulation to her brain. The tits are swollen and the brain is failing.
Like, hear how she was stumbling on her words there?
She is. She's got like this weird stop and go thing with what she wants to say. I don't think she knows what she's trying to say here.
Do you reckon that she's got like an earpiece in and the producer, a bloke, is going, listen bitch, that's fucking way off. Yeah. Just say some shit about far right and how they're under investigation. Fuck, bail, abort.
The dude in the earpiece is like,
all right, we want you to make a connection between Trump and the snazzies.
And you know that the censorship
I have to disagree with
was
you.
specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you.
this is where Marco Rubio surprised the hell out of me.
Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country.
Yeah, because there was no free speech. You can't have opposition without free speech, or you can't have opposition without free speech. If you have, like, so of course there was
So that's
no
not an
opposition.
accurate reflection of history. I also think it's wrong. Again, I go back to the point of his speech.
Now, I'll cut this short because this is rather disappointing. What I wanted to happen was I wanted him to stop there and have her go,
Yeah, they locked up the opposition.
what I meant,
exactly.
you know what I mean? But he bangs on about J.D. Vance and his speech and Russia and Ukraine and shit. And he doesn't get in a to and fro with her. So we'll fast forward through the rest of his response and have a look at the end of the segment. It's pretty anticlimactic.
The point of his speech was basically that there is an erosion in free speech and intolerance for opposing points of view within Europe, and that's of concern because that is eroding. It's not an erosion of your military capabilities. That's not an erosion of your economic standing. That's an erosion of the actual values that bind us together in this transatlantic union that everybody talks about. And I think allies and friends and partners that have worked together now for 80 years should be able to speak frankly to one another in open forums without being offended, insulted, or upset. And I spoke.
Except then Trump came out like earlier today and said that Europe should be dealing with Europe's issues and like the Eastern European conflict and everything. So why are the government of the United States speaking out of both sides of its mouth?
And I spoke to foreign ministers from multiple countries throughout Europe. Many of them probably didn't like the speech or didn't agree with it, but they were continuing to engage with us on all sorts of issues that unite us. So again, at the end of the day, I think that people give all. That is a forum in which you're supposed to be inviting people to give speeches, not basically a chorus where everyone is saying the exact same thing. That's not always going to be the case when it's a collection of democracies where leaders have the right and the privilege to speak their minds in forums such as these.
Mr. Secretary, I'm told that we are out of time. A lot to get through with you. We appreciate you making time today.
That was a fucking bailout if ever I saw one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the dude in the earpiece is like, abort, abort. He's making us look like fools.
Yeah, you can just picture that speech from fucking Billy Madison.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Anyway, so that was that. Then I saw this other clip floating around. This is an American 60 Minutes piece on the actual current state of free speech in Germany, and let me tell you, it's fucked.
When was this made?
This is like recent, like last week. Now, as I said, Australia's not too far behind. Like during COVID and shit, we had like pregnant mums being arrested.
Oh, yeah, that was fucked.
For like speaking out against lockdowns and shit like that. So we're not too far behind. But
Wow. Pregnant women being arrested? That's crazy.
Germany are another level of fucked. So this 60 Minutes chick is sitting down with 3 German prosecutors asking about like, is it illegal to insult someone? This is incredible. Watch this.
Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
See, Australia's not that bad. I haven't heard of any case in Australia where like someone's been
internet.
Why?
See, Australia's
even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
See, Australia's not that
higher.
Crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher if you insult someone in the internet.
What the fuck? That's insane. Holy crap, Germany.
Why?
See, Australia.
If they made it illegal to insult someone in Australia, but made it so but how would they get away with using the word cunt?
Is not that bad. I haven't heard of any case in Australia where like someone's been arrested for insulting someone. We've come close to it. Remember Isaac Butterfield was called up in front of like the Queensland Human Rights Tribunal?
Ah, yes, for being racist to Aboriginals.
Yeah, for making jokes about Aboriginals. So we're not too far behind, but this is just another level.
Look at the vast difference between this German chick's turtleneck and the other chick's turtleneck. Also, have you noticed there's 2 types of German chick? There's the really hot barmaid ones, and then then you've got the big hulking water polo player chicks.
Yeah, I have noticed that, actually.
It's always one or the other.
But you know what's real sinister about the German people? Is you could make a movie about the fucking Holocaust, one of the camps in the Holocaust, like Schindler's List or something, and you could put either one of those chicks as the commandant of the camp, and it would be believable.
Yep. He's not wrong.
Like they've both got this evil vibe. In one instance, it's kind of sexy. In the other, it's kind of terrifying.
Kind of like German porn, like Scheiße porn and shit.
Oh, God, tits. Why do you have to go there?
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. It's not sexy, but yeah.
But it's terrifying. Scheiße.
Anyway, back to this fucking clip.
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you're in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
that sticks around forever.
Yeah.
That is so fucked.
Fucked up. The internet is forever. Therefore, you go to jail forever. You pay out the ass, yeah.
If I insult you or a politician, the fine will be higher if it's on the internet. You can't insult a politician in Germany.
I know, that's fucking crazy. I'd be in massive trouble for insulting saggy turtleneck tits over there if I was in Germany.
Yeah, but that's fucked. I mean, we absolutely fucking shit on Anthony Albanese here in Australia.
Oh, you gotta do it.
Oh yeah, some of the shit on Twitter is fucking gold. Remember he was talking about banning memes a few months ago? Or he said like he wants to ban them because he just had the shits up because everyone was fucking memeing on him.
Yeah, and then someone made a cartoon series about him, about that exact issue where he...
Oh no. Don't ever say you want to ban political memes, because then you're going to be made a mockery of. You don't ever want to do that.
He bans memes because people are picking on him.
Yeah.
So funny.
Ew, I don't like that. Delete. And I don't like that. Delete. Oh, wow. So that's the East Safety Commissioner.
Yep, real name, Julie Inman Grant, a disgruntled former Twitter employee with ties to the World Economic Forum. We pay her $450,000 a year.
No! Delete! Delete! Delete!
Okay, this is funny.
Oh, so she can delete anything from the internet?
Pretty much. She started just deleting this dangerous, harmful stuff, but now we just let her delete whatever she wants.
Misgendering? Delete!
So anyway, this is the last clip. I just wanted to show you how seriously they take this shit. This is the German police doing dawn raids on people who have posted memes on the internet. Now,
The fucking... What the fuck is going on in Germany?
just before we watch this, right? This is a list of all of the terrorist attacks that have taken place in Germany in the last 20 years. It's fucking insane. Like, there are so many terrorist attacks in Germany.
Does this have to do with the great immigration of African migrants?
Yeah, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got all this terrorism shit going on, and you're putting together fucking teams to bash down people's doors at 6 o'clock in the morning for posting a spicy fucking meme?
It's kind of insane, isn't it? Please open the door. We want to know if you have any memes in your attic.
Yeah, watch this.
It's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany.
We are raiding you for the pictures. Where are your pictures on your hard drive? Where are they? Now.
Hier ist die Polizei, wir müssen bitte mal mit Ihnen reden.
The German language is just evil sounding, isn't it? I shouldn't wagen, Memen posten, liegen jagen, rasten Handkuffen.
Sprockets. Now is the time on Sprockets when we will dance.
Now's the time on Sprockets when we dance!
Yeah, I mean, it had just had another layer of scary. You've got these German cops knocking on your door.
Oh, my nipples.
Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop and cell phone.
There are the pictures on the phone and on the laptop. Get it now.
Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime.
May have been used to commit a crime.
Fucking hell.
What, did they insult a politician? Fucking hell. That is so bad. Yeah.
I'm hoping Canada does the same thing, Spittlebuggies. I really do too. I'm very much hoping so.
A crime.
Haven't really changed, have they? They're fucking clamping down on political parties they don't like. They're doing dawn raids for fucking memes. They're censoring social media. I mean, minus all the fucking genocide, obviously. It's not that far from fucking Nazi Germany, is it?
The crime, posting a racist cartoon online. At the exact same time across Germany, more than 50 similar raids played out.
Jesus, more than 50 raids for fucking pictures. Like, even if they are racist, that's retarded.
More than 50 similar raids played out.
Oh my god, they're like fully pushing the door in.
So on this one morning in Germany, they did 50 raids.
Yeah, the cops that...
Have you ever heard those cops, like the British cops that are doing those arrests and shit?
No.
Oh my god.
The ones that... Could you imagine... What did you do today, dear? I arrested people for pictures online.
The OPP have done that.
Oh my god.
Tweet something wrong about Trudeau, and the right person sends it to the right people. RCMP show up at your door.
That's crazy.
It happened during COVID.
It happened during COVID?
Yeah, a couple times. Mostly in Alberta, where the RCMP run everything because there's no cops.
Yeah.
See, that's the part a lot of people don't understand is there's no actual cops. Cops everywhere except for like Ontario and Quebec.
True. Because even out east in the Maritimes, the RCMP runs things.
Everything's bounties.
Okay. So that was interesting. Let's jump over to our video about hoarders. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. Let's take a look at this.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit on down because today we're talking about disgusting people doing disgusting things.
You don't have to worry about it.
It's not safe. Kevin is living on top of a bomb. I mean, he doesn't even understand. That is very dangerous, my friend.
Ah! The spring is right around the corner. You know, getting things nice and organized, throwing out some of the unused junk, which I'm a hoarder. I mean, if you look at the back of my room here, I have a dog. My dogs haven't been up here in how long, and I have a dog bed.
Just in case.
Just in case, you never know. But today I wanted to take time to talk about one of my favorite things, people collecting trash and being unable to throw things away because emotionally they are connected to them somehow. I love the idea. I'm unable to throw away a bucket. Your mind gets attached to a bucket full of like dead rats or something like that.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Stanley Parable where the second one where it's the exact same game except you have a bucket.
And you're like, I need it. I can't live without this bucket. What is a hoarding disorder? If you've never heard of hoarding, this is what it is. There is a misconception that hoarders are simply lazy people who don't want to clean or organize their living space. In reality, it's much, much more complex. It actually became recognized as a mental illness, one that leads to people.
Only the people in the picture are allowed to post it online in Germany. Doing it without their permission may cause jail time. Holy shit.
Struggling to part ways with their possessions. It becomes a necessary comfort to keep these items, and discarding them can lead to intense emotional distress. That's what you're talking about. The first catalyst to a hoarder is whenever the kids have those fucking on the back of your door, the Hot Wheel collector thing. It's weird. It's like, look at my Hot Wheel collection. You shut your door and that thing would do. I swear to God, that is the starting point.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I had so many fucking little cars when I was growing up.
To emotional stress collecting. I gotta fill them up. Because then if anything, I remember I was like talking with this friend of mine. And I was like, you have 3 of these. There's like 200 slots on the back of them. He's like, I don't. So he just started putting all kinds of shit. He'd find like twigs and rocks from outside, break them and like put them in the thing. It felt like a fucking I was like, all right, man, cool. Mom, come pick me up. Many feel the need to hold on to their things as a way to feel like they have a sense of control over their lives. People
Yep, a lot of people, if they've experienced like food insecurity as a kid, they'll hoard food.
Experiencing dementia, OCD, or depression can sometimes find themselves experiencing these same tendencies. Maybe you're depressed. Better hold on to some of this stuff. Over time, however, this comes at a cost of their own personal health. Their living space can become cramped, dangerous, and covered in health violations. It often leads to isolation, which erodes relationships with friends and family. Which the first case I think of is that one that was people were talking about a lot, was the girl who like hoards her poop.
This has a septic issue.
Oh yeah, we got that in there.
Okay, good. We're talking about the poop hoarder.
There's still some space in the toilet. But
No. Hunter, why?
I don't want it to overflow.
My grandma's kind of a hoarder. I had to clean her house.
Your grandma was a hoarder? Like, really? Or were you just like, what are these dolls? I can see you bullying your grandma, dude.
Nick, leave me alone. Stop it, Nick. I cleaned her house for free. I spent 2 days.
Touch me there.
I remember cleaning my grandmama's house for her when she was in the hospital for one of her spinal surgeries. And my uncle had been staying there while he was working in the town she lives in. And he just left like a huge like she had been able to come home to her house for Christmas dinner, and she was just so like upset with the state of her house. So my mom and I stayed and cleaned, and it was bad.
Just take your medicine and go to sleep, Grandma.
She had dog shit like stamped in the carpet.
Oh, dude. See, that was one of the reasons why I hated going to my grandma's retirement home. Old dementia kooks walking around and stuff. One of them had
Old
a cat that
hardware
was dead,
electronics
was under
is
the
an example I see in my mind. Yeah. You would
bed.
hoard that.
And like nurses would try to come in and clean up, and she's like, get out of here. And she like freak out. It was horrifying. To be an owner of a retirement home like 30 years ago or whatever, gold mine. Oh my God, just put them in a closet. Come see them at Christmas. There's 5 stages of hoarding. Level 1.
5?
One who feels the compulsion to collect things but has kept it to a minimum. Their home is still easy accessible. I think that I'm at a level 1 or maybe a level 2, which is how, I mean, if you look around just the things that I collect, I think anybody who's like collects a little something, everyone has a moment in time where they're like, what is this? Like, oh, I just keep it. Well, see, for me, it's like I'm just so fat, all my clothes doesn't fit anymore. And my wife's like, you should just get rid of these. And I'm like, oh.
I keep ripped stuff. Like, I should just throw out all the stuff that's ripped, right? But I'm just like, no, keep it. No, I'll throw it out later. I'll do it later. No, and then I never do
Like,
it.
oh, I'll slim down. I wonder what it is if it's anti-hoarding.
I had that. I used to just throw away shit.
What is? I wonder what that is for.
Well, just for like, I have no use for this, and then you throw away family memorabilia, and then they cry.
I think my sister has that. My mom will buy her like a new couch or whatever, and she's like, it just take up too much space. You just like throw it. You're like, so you don't have a couch in your house? It's just like a folding chair and a TV, and Bob's Burgers playing on the TV. You're like, all right, dude. Or we could talk about level 2. While not too extreme, there's noticeably more garbage and old food laying around. Perhaps animal waste as well.
Oh. Okay.
I've even had some buddies like that, left out food and shit. But it's not even like lazy to throw away. They're like, well, I might eat it. Like pizza crust that's like just like as hard as a rock. It's good stuff, man. Pizza shop cracker crust. Oh, good stuff. Level 3.
Dude, no.
A nasty odor begins to ruminate, and bedrooms and bathrooms become unsanitary and unusable. Items begin to collect and stack, taking up a more noticeable amount of space. And then you move into level 4. The odor becomes unbearable, and an abundance of animal feces, bugs, and rodents infest the house.
That's terrifying. There was I think there was one episode of Hoarders that I watched, and it made me stop watching Hoarders altogether because I was so upset with the professionals involved because the woman was living in like a trailer that was falling over and had no heat and was clearly not like in like there was even the psychiatrist was even like, yeah, she's clearly non-compos mentis, but you can't make her go anywhere to the family. And I'm like, yes, you just said the words. You just diagnosed her as incompetent, and you're telling the family that they have no recourse. Like, it was clearly that they just wanted the views for that poor woman.
At this point, the junk makes it hard to navigate the property. I like how you actually become like a Greek myth after a while. You literally just have like a labyrinth forming. That's when the Minotaur moves in. And of course, lastly, level 5, the end of the road, the worst stage, where everything is elevated. This can pose great risk to health, as sections of the house will be permanently damaged from the horrible conditions. In extreme cases, bottles of human waste can be found as well. Well, yeah, dude, and at this point, you're like, I don't know how to get the fuck out of here. How do you keep bringing stuff in, though, is what I want to know. You know what I've seen a lot with hoarders is like newspapers and mailers and shit. Can you imagine not being able to throw away junk mailers?
Yeah. Oh, I need to keep this coupon book from 10 years ago. Well, all the coupons are expired. I don't care. I might be able to sneak one past the cashier.
Holy credit card offers and stuff like that. I gotta know. You never know. Well, I remember I saw one where a guy was like, see, I'm eligible for $500. I'm eligible for $1,400 credit. Many people find themselves drawn to the extreme levels of hoarding. Let's talk about some of the weirdest and most real examples that are happening in the world. Starting off with the Japanese hoarder. A Japanese woman online known as, okay, dude.
Shirokuma
Tiandedesku Uzuki. What the fuck is this?
Shiro.
Mad Libs here with the deal. Come on, like, this is her name.
Sharo Kumadendasuki 4444.
What?
Okay.
Whatever. That's her. I don't know what I can tell you. It could just never be like Sarah, like Jean. Fucking racist for me to say. Why can't her name just be Sarah? A Japanese
wow, Hunter. Holy shit. Wow, okay.
Online who gives people a strange deep dive into a young hoarder trying to live her life in alarmingly bleak housing conditions. The photos here, my God.
I thought this was fake. She was showing how she made like stew. She was like putting carrots in, like, and then there's like cockroaches and stuff. I
can see it maybe being a bit of a troll.
No, but it's real. Unless she just owns a house, she throws garbage in.
What's I'm saying? It might be that, or even just committing to the bit. Like, I'm not really a hoarder, but like this gets clicks, so fuck it, I don't give a shit. That's like a grub human thing, right? Little goblin mode type shit.
Maybe, but still, that's just nasty. That's not okay.
It mainly revolves around her cooking meals, but people became alarmed at the incredibly cluttered rooms. In many videos, it is clear that her apartment has been grossly infected by hordes of insects, and supposedly she has not paid rent in over a year. That's awesome. I'm just not gonna pay it. And began wearing an outfit consisting of overdue payment and eviction forms. You can see these forms decorated all over her room.
What? She made herself an outfit out of the fucking eviction notices?
Outfit out of people being like, we're gonna kick you out, and she's just like. But over time, her trash began spreading to neighboring apartments and businesses. Her apartment became so much of a fire hazard that firefighters had to break inside the building to forcefully remove the clutter.
Jesus Christ! The fire department got involved. This is nuts.
Open about her battle with mental health, but has not made much progress throughout her time online. I feel like the worst thing you can do is take your hoarding obsession and make it into a content generator. You're just totally enabling the person to be like, this is awesome. You're a freak. And she's like, awesome. That's engagement. If you were a firefighter and you broke into just like a person's house and they were a hoarder, do you have to keep a professional face? Because the person's got to be right there, right? You break in and they're like in the, like you see like the top of their head and their eyes from a stack. Do you think people are like, oh my God? Or is it more just like, stoic and calm?
They probably say this is a fire hazard, lady.
Yeah, they probably get pretty animated about the fire hazard. I'm guessing it's not something that they're very happy about.
It's the first thing to say. They break down. hinges of the door. This is a fire hazard, lady. Drag her out by her ankle.
My brother worked at God Junk, and he used to go de-junkify hoarders' houses every once in a while. They would have to remove the hoarder from the house.
They stopped him from collecting the shit. They're like, no, not that thing.
This is all contaminated.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. This is unhealthy. It has to be burned. I can't even throw this. I'm not allowed to throw this at the dump. This has to go be fired up and burned.
Jesus Christ. This can't even be thrown in the dump. It has to be burned. What the fuck? Is it a plague costume?
I mean, they don't forcibly put them out, but I think they're just like, are you ready? And I think that they're like, yeah. But I think they're outside, like throwing up and like shitting themselves and stuff. They're like, no, you know, that kind of thing. Wait, we want to thank today's sponsor, Bad Dragon. We here at which is called the Collier Mansion House, the first recorded hoarder house. That's what they say. Which is called the Collier Mansion. Hoarding is not a new thing. In fact, one of the first and most famously known cases of hoarding took place inside a mansion in 1947. That's how you know too. It was definitely a hoarding house. They just won the war. And he's just like, I'm not throwing out a thing.
Yeah. We won. Keep everything.
Everything's a trophy now. Of Germany. The Collier brothers, Homer Collier and Langley Collier, were born to an unfathomably wealthy American family. Upon their death, they left their luxurious estate to the two of them to live together in. I don't know, like that. If you were super wealthy, would you be like, we're gonna live together forever, bro?
If I was tight with my bro.
You would live with your, even because you were tight with your brother, you would live with him forever.
Yeah.
You would never establish a sense of independence for yourself.
Well, it's like him and Harry, dude.
No.
You know, they're already doing it.
I would not do that. I would not stick around. I would want to go and be independent and have a family. I would not stick around with my sibling.
Doing it with Harry, I guess. The death of their family had a massive impact on them, causing the brothers to isolate themselves in their new home. This was exacerbated when Langley began to go blind in 1932. What started as Langley collecting things he enjoyed, like toys and books, slowly turned into filling the place with an assortment of junk. Not only did this include things like camera equipment or random furniture, but even jarred organs that belonged to his father when he worked as a doctor.
Oh God. Jarred fucking organs? What the hell, dude?
I do those old medical, like this is Dad's spleen. He's like, it's not mine. I just have it in a jar. Langley, who was unable to work or tend to himself because of his worsening blindness, was cared for by Homer. Their home was broken into multiple occasions, and in response, Langley used his obscenely large collection of stuff to create a maze that would stop intruders from finding their way in. That is
okay. That is kind of cool. I know. I'll use my stuff as a barrier to keep intruders away.
This is the premise to a horror film. Well, it's like, what the fuck was that movie? Don't Breathe? Is that what it was called? Whatever the dudes break into the blind dude's house. Whatever, which to be fair, he's doing like a Home Alone, like Macaulay Culkin thing in that movie. But can you imagine you go in and it's a maze and he's just like, welcome. You've made your choice. The smell was becoming unbearable, reaching far beyond their property and towards their neighbors' homes.
Oh God. That's just this odor of death pervading from the house. Oh, Jesus.
In response, the city council offered to clean the house, but the brothers refused. One night in 1947, a nasty, rotting smell led to a neighbor calling the police. Officers were sent to inspect the place, but physically could not, as the windows were reinforced with iron bars.
Jesus Christ! Did they want to be imprisoned in their own house?
There were so many piles of junk at the entrance that an officer had to break in on the second floor just to avoid the impenetrable wall of filth, which I love this picture here. It looks like a Buster Keaton movie. The guy's just like, don't worry, I'll get up there and see if I can fish him out myself, boys. After 5 hours of digging, they found Homer's body. It was perceived he had died from starvation as well as heart disease. Langley was nowhere to be found. People were confused, and the narrative became a story in which Langley killed his own brother and called in the tip himself before fleeing the country. However,
what the fuck?
However, after 3 weeks of deep cleaning the Collier mansion, it was discovered that Langley was home the entire time, buried 10 feet away from where Homer's remains after being crushed by his many possessions.
Oh, Lord. They spent a month basically cleaning the house and then finally found the other brother. That is crazy.
This is a Greek tragedy right here. Their story was one bred from severe untreated trauma and mental health struggles, leading to the debilitating need to hoard their belongings. This event led to the phrase Collier's Mansion, to be used by firefighters to refer to a home belonging to a hoarder. How is this not a movie yet? This feels prime for a movie.
Yeah, make it a horror movie too.
You can make it a horror movie, but it could also be something where you could just, especially Hollywood, whatever, you know what they do? They throw like a ghost in there. I have to collect. What's wrong, brother? One guy gets trapped and he's haunting the place or whatever. I can't leave.
Maybe that's how they stop the ghost.
We can't let this evil out in the world. Stack up Dad's jar of organs.
Whoever moves into the house becomes a hoarder to keep the ghost from escaping.
This is like, you could probably do like a movie like 1408. 1408 is like John Cusack goes to a hotel and like this room is supposed to be haunted. It's like a really surrealist shit where he like tries to leave but like won't let him leave, all that kind of stuff. Whatever. It's actually not a bad movie. Or we could talk about a hoarder who owns 300 to 500 animals. Bit of a weird scale there. It's in that range somewhere. This year, Warren County humane officers were randomly called by a woman from the hospital. She admitted that she had a serious hoarding problem and that her 200 animals were home alone and in need of care.
Holy shit. 200 animals. 200. How do you even care for that many animals? Even as an animal lover, how do you care for that many animals?
Now it's 200. All right, easy. Well, let's see what happens here. When they arrived at the location, they were shocked to find that she greatly downplayed the situation. Not only was the home already covered in dead animals, but they found between 300 to 500 in total.
Jesus Christ! So she said she had 200 animals, but she actually had closer to 500.
I want to know the day she faced that demon, though, where she was like, I might have a bit of a problem. I think I might be a hoarder. They found stacks of rodent cages containing hamsters, gerbils, and rats. That would freak me out. That would freak me out. In a horrific scene, several huskies were found dead in the backyard.
No, not the huskies. Oh, that makes me sad.
One was still alive when the humane officers arrived, and the animals were transferred to a shelter as it was more than obvious that the woman was not equipped to care for any of them properly. What a fun little story. Wasn't that nice? I'm wondering how much of it is like, does she steal other people's animals and bring them in?
It's a breeding problem. My aunt had that. She let in like...
How many members of your family are you talking about in this one too? Good Lord.
My aunt... She would like feed stray cats and they started breeding, and then she had like 30 in her house.
Oh God.
Oh, they were breeding inside of her house?
Yeah, because she's like, well, I feel bad for them. When my aunt went out of town, my mom was watching her house, and the first day she found a dead cat on the floor. Granted, they knew it was going to die.
You're like, but don't even get me started on my cousin.
Yeah, Nick's just like letting all of the family secrets out of the bag in this video.
Or we could talk about the hoarder junkyard, which created a fire hazard, which I feel like, are these all not fire hazards? Let's see. In 2024, an LA family became fed up with their neighbors' hoarding habits. Alina Malone and her husband Josh purchased their dream home in 2021. They spent $1.2 million on it, convinced that
that's pretty cheap. From what I understand,
would be their home for the rest of their lives. Out in LA. Their neighbor, however, would collect an insane number of items that would eventually spread to his backyard. Over time, his 5-acre property became a dangerous junkyard filled with absurd objects, refrigerators, shipping containers, burnt car batteries, and piles of moldy clothes.
Lovely. Just 5 acres worth of crap.
There are 114 vehicles total, some of which are believed by Highway Patrol to be stolen or previously used to enact crimes. Alina knew things had gone too far when she was unable to visit her husband, who was in the middle of chemotherapy. He was vomiting uncontrollably, and Alina physically couldn't leave the house to pick him up because a car was blocking the front gate. What do you do when you're just like, hey, move your shit? Do you think is the guy just like, no? Or do you even...
Right? Like, how do you not... Like, how do you block another person's gate with your junk and not be like, oh, gee, I'm really sorry. Let me fix that for you.
I don't see him. Is he like a mystery figure? Not only was this a fire hazard, but the area they lived in specifically was no stranger to harsh weather conditions, because if a rock falls on the ground in LA, it goes up in flames. The owner of the property believes that her son's hoarding started after their house was destroyed by fire in 2017, which led him to feeling the need to constantly scavenge for materials. What? This is District 9? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
No, that makes sense. Like he lost his shelter, so he's trying to like make sure that he never loses it again. It's sad.
The house is down. We need wood. We need firewood. This kicked off the bad habit. I had only worsened over time due to other possible trauma. The Malones are forced to wait until the city clears out all the numerous cars in the neighborhood yards. Only then can the LAPD enter the property, according to Alina. It seems that nobody will really be pushed to fix the issue until another serious disaster strikes. I love how that one ends of just like, and that's just her life now. Forever stuck in her house. Her husband.
Yeah, you're just now a shut-in because of your neighbor's mental health issues. Why is some random number calling me? It's just you're now a shut-in because of your neighbor.
He's been on chemotherapy. He's still there. You know, he's fully recovered now with a new family. He has a full head of hair and couldn't be happier right now. She's just in the gate though. She just orders DoorDash and she has to like reach to the gate. Can we just throw it? Just throw it. Or in 2022, Robert Elsie was found dead, buried underneath a pile of garbage. It's always just great when the sentences start off like that. You're like, there it is. Police were called in after his neighbors noticed his mail began to stack up on his front porch. Like, what do you mean stacked up? The guy's just like, Police were called in after his neighbors noticed his mail began to stack up on his front porch. It seemed that he had trapped himself inside his own hoarded possessions, possibly.
That's sad.
Dying from asphyxia. He suffocated amongst his own trash, which I guess, like, looking at the pictures here, that is insane.
That is so sad. Just suffocating to death from your own garbage.
No. Investigators were told by his neighbors that Robert's mother passed away 10 years ago, but there was no record of this available. When one of Robert's storage units was put up for auction, the new owner was shocked to find that amongst more piles of garbage, there was a box that contained the skeleton of his dead mother.
Whoa! Norman Bates, anybody? Holy shitballs. That's a crazy possession to keep hold of. Oh my
God. Robert decided to hide her death to keep it off record and continue collecting her Social Security and retirement payments.
Oh, look, it's Frank Gallagher.
That's the thing, too, is he was trying to swim through the trash in his house to, like, the mailman was just, like, throwing the checks at the door, and he's like, let me just throw it? Man, imagine finding you, like, in Storage Wars. That's how you know this show sucks.
Storage Wars. You won't believe what the boys found today.
You didn't find one skeleton once. There's not one dead woman. And yeah, this is a crazy buy. Or in 2016, a senile Brooklyn woman named Rita Wolfenson. A senile Brooklyn woman.
Senile?
Yeah, honestly, buddy. That's all of them. In 2016, a senile Brooklyn woman named Rita Wolfenson had been...
Wolfenstein?
Inadvertently living with the skeletal remains of her son for up to 20 years. What do you mean?
What the fuck? How do you not realize your son is, first of all, missing, let alone dead, for 20 years? What the fuck?
Inadvertently. He left one day. His like full corpse is just like there on the floor. Rita was not only a hoarder, but she was completely blind. Nah, okay.
Oh, fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I would notice if one of my kids was missing for 20 years. I'm pretty sure.
Don't start me off with like, she's senile, nothing else. Just because she's blind. One day she was in the hospital and needed a relative to go to her house to pick up a few things.
Like, I don't understand. Well, it's okay. She was blind, so that's why she didn't know where her kid was.
I'm laughing because every single time something like this comes up, it's always a blind person.
It is.
Why are you people so broken?
Why are people giving the blind people a pass for not knowing where things like their fucking children are?
When her sister-in-law arrived, the house had a pungent, rotting smell. She soon discovered a skeleton laying on his back on the floor. It was still fully dressed and seemingly untouched.
20 years?
20 years in the same outfit, dude. Law enforcement described the scene as being straight out of a horror movie. Rita was totally convinced that her son simply moved out and wasn't reaching out to her. A funeral...
Rita was simply convinced that her son had moved out and just wasn't reaching out to her. What the fuck? Okay, no, she's not just blind, she's fucking retarded.
The funeral was prepared over a decade after his death. So I like how she's just like, one day she's just like, I guess he's never talking to me again. Like, just totally, not even, didn't even want to say goodbye.
What a fucking, I'm sorry. That woman is dumb. Like, there's something else wrong with her mentally if she's like, oh, he just moved away and doesn't want to talk to me.
I think he's just gone. There's no way she didn't trip over them like once or twice. I don't think she just knew and she accepted it. I think that she just didn't care. I've been in a room where my dog has taken a shit and like, it's just immediately noticeable. If you're blind, your sense of smell is going to be way off the charts. But
yeah, how do you not fucking, after he starts to decay, how do you not just notice? Well, he did move out of his body. That's true. Good
with that,
one.
you probably can hear him like wheezing and shit. We could talk about a hoarder's house that was engulfed in flames. Jesus Christ, that's got to be like a superconductor, doesn't it? You light one match in a hoarder's house, it's gone. Barbara Verboven. These
She
are
went
great
nose
names,
blind?
by the way.
Yeah,
Barbara
you're probably
Verboven
right.
was a former member of the Greenwich Board Education before becoming greatly ill, which led to her being cared for by her 42-year-old son, Dean. My name is Dean Verboven. Why do you look so like suspicious? I'm Dean Verboven. The state of the home began a slow decline as Barbara spent her days glued to her bed, unable to do anything but eat, sleep, and watch TV. Preach. Fast forward to 2016. The home was in an unbearably bad state, which infuriated her neighbors. They believed it made the entire neighborhood look hideous, on top of it being a safety hazard. No one.
Well, yeah. That's probably true. It probably did make the whole neighborhood hideous, and it probably was a safety hazard.
There's like some war vet. He's like sitting there like mowing his yard and he's like making us all look bad. Eventually, state social workers were directed to enter the home and clear out the mess. This infuriated Dean. And to get revenge on those responsible, he decided to burn down his own home before they could arrive. All right.
What the fuck? I'm taking the Cossacks method. I'm gonna burn down my own house. What the fuck?
Dean. Okay, Dean. I'm Dean Verboven. Dean was killed in the process, either from his self-inflicted wound or being trapped in his hoarder den and unable to escape in time. Barbara, however, made it out with only a few injuries. How the f did Barbara make it out, dude? What was Dean hiding in there? His birth certificate, that's it. I'm Dean Verboven. You go in that house, I'll kill myself. We get into a nice little true crime thing here, which is the duck sauce killer saga. What's duck sauce?
Duck sauce is a sauce.
Is that just a normal thing? Duck sauce? In a strange story from 2022, a hoarder murdered an innocent delivery driver over his strange desire to collect duck sauce.
What? Back that up for me real quick.
Is that just a normal thing? Duck sauce? In a strange story from 2022, a hoarder murdered an innocent delivery driver over his strange desire to collect duck sauce. I really feel we are in the end time somehow. One night, a Chinese food delivery man named Z110 was shot to death in Queens. New York again, buddy. Please.
Just shot over some duck sauce?
Began to investigate the murder. After talking to the staff of Great Wall, the Chinese restaurant, they discovered the existence of a suspicious customer named Glenn Hirsch. One day, a man named Glenn Hirsch ordered takeout from Great Wall and became infuriated at the lack of duck sauce given to him in his...
Infuriated, are we? There was only one container of duck sauce! You fuckers!
Order. He was denied a refund, which sparked several months of intense harassment towards the staff. The 50-year-old disgruntled customer was known to destroy employee vehicles and slash their tires. And in one instance, he confronted the owner and pulled a gun on him. Over duck sauce, dude! God! Glenn asked the owner how his car is doing before saying, "Remember me? I will kill your entire family." That's a...
What the fuck? It's duck sauce, dude. I'm sure there are other places that you could get it.
Direct quote. Remember me? Quack, quack. Motherfucker. Quack, quack. Z-Win helped wrestle the gun away from him, and Glenn vowed to get his revenge. I like how Z-Win was just like, give me that gun, idiot. Weeks later, Glenn Hirsch was arrested after surveillance video revealed him circling the restaurant for hours as he waited for Z-Win to come out. The video shows the entire encounter, including the shooting. He was charged with second-degree murder as well as criminal possession of a loaded firearm on top of stalking. His estranged wife was also charged for firearm possession after Glenn's stash of illegal pistols were found in her apartment wrapped in tinfoil. And if you
Wrapped in tinfoil? Why are we wrapping the guns in... Okay. Crinkle, crinkle. Oh, okay, that's just weird.
look at the apartment, it's just... When Glenn's home was searched, police quickly realized that Glenn was a hoarder. Rooms were covered in various boxes, CDs, magazines, and bags of trash. Strangely enough, his refrigerator was filled to the brim exclusively with condiments, mainly duck sauce. 4 months after the shooting took place, Glenn Hirsch shot himself to death in fear of being sent to prison. His suicide note claimed he was innocent, determined that photographers purposely destroyed his house to make him look like a hoarder, and that the quantity of condiments in his fridge was greatly exaggerated.
I'm sorry. It's wrong to laugh at the mentally ill, especially when you yourself are mentally ill. But Jesus Christ, my dude.
You, Glenn Hirsch. This felt like a flimsy defense to many, especially after photos released where that you could see Glenn threatening employees at the restaurant with the gun. Look at this guy, dude. Glenn Hirsch. What a monster. Like a mental breakdown had to have happened there. Your entire fridge is just condiments and it's mostly duck sauce. What do you think the obsession with duck sauce was?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like he liked it. Maybe just like the color.
I had a buddy one time who would keep tons of chocolate sauce, like chocolate syrup, in his fridge. And it's just because one time he became obsessed with it because one time I think a girl sucked his cock with chocolate sauce on it. And he was just like, I'm just in case. It was like the greatest moment of his life, which I was like, more power to you. Also, too, you could always get some chocolate milk whenever you want when you were there. Very nice. We've talked about some real stuff, but we got to talk about the industry, media, cable television's effects on hoarders, and the beautiful show, one of the greatest television programs of all time, which is the Hoarders TV show itself.
I hate that. Like I said, I hate that show, and I refuse to watch it anymore after that that episode I mentioned.
And we got to talk about probably the best episode. I mean, if you've seen one episode of Hoarders, you've kind of seen all of them.
Every house is different, unique.
No, I think everybody just has newspapers and, empty boxes of cereals. But there is one that stands out above all, Nick. You are right about that. Which Hoarders, if you don't know, is a very popular TV show that delves into the lives of hoarder families in an attempt to clean up their homes and help them treat their hoarding disorder. I don't think it ever works. It's kind of like intervention. He's been clean for 2 months. Motherfucker's back on like air duster. One of the most infamous episodes is in season 6, where they visit the home of Shauna in Washington. Shauna, who already experienced hoarding tendencies, had returned to live with her mom, who was already a serious hoarder.
Oh, God. 2 hoarders living in one house? That's never good.
Hoarder meets hoarder. I wonder what that outcome could be. This led to Shauna's habits becoming worse and worse until her mother eventually died from cancer 13 years later. According to Will, Shanna's brother, the condition of the house undoubtedly led to the mom's death. Like I was just like, Shanna gave my mom cancer. That's kind of like a up thing to say, right?
That
the house
is
was dirty. Shanna, I hope you burn in hell. Shanna, who now lived alone in the house off disability benefits, is surrounded wall to wall in absolute filth. There's hardly a single inch of the floor that isn't stacked to the brim with garbage. The city was fed up with the state of her yard, which was covered in human waste and other random objects. They began fining her $250 per day until it was cleaned up, which
damn. $250 a day.
Led to the Hoarders TV crew stepping in to stop the city from taking away their home. Because goddamn, that's a good episode. When cleaning specialist Matt Paxton spends the night at Shanna's place to better understand her situation, it's worse than he could have possibly imagined.
This house is disgusting. It's hands down the worst smelling house I've ever smelled in my life.
This is pretty disgusting, y'all. Serious. The smells were sickening, and jugs of urine and feces were found all over, some of which belonging to her deceased mother. Not even all of it. Shanna's feces were found all over, some of which belonging to her deceased mother. Not even all of it. Shanna's mix. Not even in her own brew. If I was a hoarder and my mom died like that, you better believe I'd be keeping like piss and shit jugs from her. Miss you, Mom. Scattered across the floor, he found bloody tampons and black mold.
Ew, god damn. Oh my Jesus. And I thought I was getting hungry again.
That's a disastrous combo. We cannot allow those chemicals to mix. A septic issue rendered the toilet unusable, even though it remains filled to the brim with feces. Instead, she opted to use a Home Depot bucket to relieve herself. Damn good buckets.
This is her bucket, man.
Because the bucket would become too heavy to lift, she would use separate jugs and buckets to slowly transport the waste to the backyard where she would dump it out.
Oh. 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 Ugh.
So what am I going to do? Every time I go, I'm going to dump it. So yeah, I have like a series of small jugs and stuff in the backyard. Without washing her hands, she proceeds to make dinner for the two of them by filling a paper bowl with canned soup and cooking it in the toaster oven. When the bowl begins to burn, she claims that that's normal.
I smell smoke right now.
Oh no, it does burn it a little bit when I put it in the toaster oven.
She's like eating microplastics, right? The brother comes in. He's like, what? What did I say? She sits down next to piles of trash and feces as she eats. And when Matt discusses the source of the smell, Shanna is absolutely shocked that it's because of the piles of human waste, rather than, quote, a musty odor due to mold and dust.
The musty odor due to mold and dust. No, dude. That is your shit and piss that you smell, my friend.
What is the main cause of the smell?
Musty odor, having to do with mold and dust.
No.
No?
It's the feces and urine that's in the house.
Okay, so it's still musty.
Yeah, but it's from feces and urine.
Not because the mold and dust is getting on everything.
Dust is nothing compared to all the feces and urine. Is that brand new information to you? To think that the feces and urine has something to do with the smell?
I guess so, because I thought it was due to the mold and dust.
How can you not... I mean, I get that it's a mental illness, but how do you not understand that the stuff that comes out of your intestines is waste product, and therefore it stinks, and it's bad, and...
After this discovery, she tells Matt, quote, I've learned a lesson about fecal matter today, if nothing else. She's like, I have not even thought about a single other thing. I'm just more interested than I am. I'm not saying that I'm going to change anything. I'm just saying that kind of interesting. As the cleaners begin to sift through her kitchen, they are surprised to see that Shanna prefers to keep her moldy bread because she can cut off the moldy parts.
No, don't cut off the moldy part, throw out the bread.
When pushed to throw it out, she compares her situation to an intervention where the addict just wants to, quote, go out in a blaze of glory. AKA, she eats the moldy, expired food one last time. When they refuse to let her, she is quoted saying, again, why does it matter? I've been eating poop for 12 years. Awesome. And she's just like, moldy bread? You have no idea.
I would not eat a salad that had poop on it.
Well, I'm still hell-bent.
In the end, Shanna was not deemed capable of living on her own. Resources were provided to help her move into a transitional housing so she could find a safer living condition. The house, meanwhile, was so damaged from the filth that it was cheaper to bulldoze it and buy a new one than try to salvage what was there, which you have a
bulldoze it and buy a new one. Just level the whole fucking thing. Just level it, turn it into the ground.
little before and after. I mean, it looks like a house that was holding shit. That's just what even the after. It's insane. Those hardwood floors just being like, put me out of my misery, peel me up and throw me away. Of course, we got to go to Reddit. We went to the TV. Let's go back to, let's check out Reddit on r/Child of Hoarder subreddit support group. God damn, dude. Probably could have labeled that something a little less horrific too. Child of Hoarder. For children who were unfortunate enough to be born in the living conditions of a hoarder, a subreddit was created that allowed them to vent about their frustrations and receive support. So these are people who are just like, does anyone else have a mom who's just hoarding? Many have discussed the intense burnout they feel trying to clean an endlessly replenishing source of garbage. Others voice their struggles staying clean with their entire home outside their room is extremely filthy. So people are like,
that makes sense. Like, trying to keep their space clean while their parents are just.
I feel like I have to clean all the time, or I feel like I'm disgusting all the time because I'm sleeping next to Little Debbie wrappers and boxes of toasters and shit like that. You know what I mean? This is an interesting post here. It's just titled "Smell." How do I keep my room and myself smelling clean when my house smells like mold, piss, and shit? Literally. I shower every day, wash my hair every other day, scrub myself the down, wear deodorant, clean clothes, perfume, and lotion, but I'm still scared I smell bad because some boy said, "Ew, you guys need some new perfume. You smell."
Oh, that sucks. That, of course, you're always gonna wonder if you stink, right?
Friend and
'Cause
I.
you know
They could have been joking, but still. My room, air filter on 24/7, and if I don't have that on, I have a candle on. Trash in my room gets taken out when necessary, so like 2 times a week maybe, but I feel like it could still smell, so I don't know. Just need some suggestions. And in worst cases, users have been posted about how they have to call the Department of Health and Child Protective Services on their own parents just to get themselves out of their living situation.
Holy shit. That is insane.
Horrible. I guess to end this video, you know, hoarding seems kind of funny. On the surface, it seems pretty funny. You know, you collect trash. What the hell are you thinking? But with anything that's mentally disturbing, it's like always based in some kind of deep-rooted trauma. I could easily see people folding into a hoarding lifestyle. Hoarding is the long game. Starts off with a little something, and then you blink 15 years later, and then you're dying underneath in your own labyrinth of filth, basically.
You're dying in your own garbage maze, as they say. Oh, that was a good video to end the stream on. That was crazy and disturbing and sad and all of the things. I think that was a good stream. We had some fun craziness. I think we had a good time. I'm going to go make sure my children go to bed on time and hope that school is open tomorrow. And I will see you guys on Twitch later tonight. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a couple of hours on Twitch. Have a wonderful evening.